Beseech you, sir, be merry. You have cause, so have we all, of joy for our escape. Is much beyond our loss. Our hint of woe is common. Every day some sailor's wife, the master of some merchant, and the merchant have just our theme of woe. But for the miracle, I mean our preservation, few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrows with our comfort.
Prithee, peace.
He receives comfort like cold porridge.
The visitor will not give him over so.
Look, he's winding up the watch of his wit, and by it will strike.
Sir,
One, tell.
when every grief is entertained that's offered comes to the entertainer.
$1.
Dollar comes to him indeed. You have spoken truer than you purposed.
You have taken it to wiselier than I meant you
Therefore,
should.
my lord.
Fie, what a spendthrift is he of his tongue.
I prithee, spare.
Well, I have done, but yet.
You will be talking.
Which, he or Adrian, for a good wager, first begins to crow.
The old cock.
The cockerel.
Done. The wager,
A laughter.
a match.
Though this island seemed to be desert,
So, you're paid.
uninhabitable and almost inaccessible.
Yet,
Yet,
He could not miss.
it must needs to be of subtle, tender, and delicate temperance.
Temperance is a delicate wench.
I, and a subtle, as he most learnedly delivered,
The air breathes upon us here sweetly.
as if it had lungs, and rotten ones.
Or as 'twere perfumed by a fen.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
True, save means to live.
Of that, there's none. Or a
How-
little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks. How green.
Indeed, it looks tawny.
With an eye of green in it.
He misses not much.
No, but he doth mistake the truth totally.
But the rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit,
As many vouch rarities are.
that our garments, being as they were, drenched in the sea, notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, but being rather new-dyed than stained with salt water.
If but one of his pockets could speak, would it not say he lies?
I, or very falsely pocket up his report.
Methinks our garments are now as fresh as they were when we put them on first in Africa, at the marriage of the king's fair daughter, Clarabelle, to the king of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage, and we prosper well in our return.
Sir, we were talking that our garments seem now as fresh as when we were at Tunis at the marriage of your daughter, who is now queen.
And the rarest that ever came there.
8. I beseech you, widow ditto.
Oh, widow ditto. I, widow ditto.
Is not, sir, my doublet as fresh as the first day I wore it? I mean, in a sort,
And that sort was well fished for.
when I wore it at your daughter's marriage.
Tunis was never graced before with such a paragon to their queen.
Not since Widow Ditto's time.
Widow, a pox on that. How came that widow in widow ditto?
What if he had said widower Aeneas, too? Good lord, how you take it.
Widow ditto, say you? You make me study of that. She was of Carthage, not of Tunis.
This Tunis, sir, was Carthage.
Carthage!
I assure you, Carthage.
His word is more than the miraculous harp.
He hath raised the wall and houses too.
What impossible matter will he make easy next?
I think he will carry this island home in his pocket and give it to his son for an apple.
And, sowing the kernels of it in the sea, bring forth more islands.
Aye,
Why, in good time.
sir.
You cram these words into mine ears against the stomach of my sense. Would I had never married my daughter there. For coming thence, my son is lost, and in my rage she too, who is far from Italy removed. I ne'er again shall see her. O thou mine heir of Naples and Milan, what strange fish had made this meal on thee?
Sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him and ride upon their backs. He trod the water, whose enmity he flung aside, and breasted the surge most swoln that met him. His bold head 'bove the contentious waves he kept, and oared himself with his good arms in lusty stroke to the shore. And that o'er his wave-worn basis bode, as stooping to relieve him, I not doubt that he came alive to land.
No, he's gone.
Sir, you may thank yourself for this great loss that would not bless our Europe with your daughter, but rather lose her to an African, where she at least is banished from your eye, who hath caused to wet her grief on it.
Prithee, peace.
You were kneeled to and importuned otherwise by all of us, and the fair soul herself, weighed between loathness and obedience, at which end of the beam should bow. We have lost your son, I fear forever. Milan and Naples have more widows in them of this business making than we bring men to comfort them. The fault's your own.
So is the dearest of the lost.
My lord Sebastian, the truth you spoke doth lost some gentleness, and time to speak in it. You rub the sore when you should only bring the plaster.
Very well.
And most churringly.
It is foul weather, and us all, good sir, when you are cloudy.
Foul weather.
Very foul.
Had I plantation of this side, my lord,
He'd sow it with nettles.
Or docks. Or mallows.
and were the king on it, what would I do?
Escape being drunk for want of wine.
I, the commonwealth, I would by contrary execute all things for no kind of traffic. Would I admit no name of magistrate? Letters should not be known. Riches, poverty, and use of service none. Contract succession, born, bound of land, till vineyard none. No use of metal, corn, or wine, or oil. No occupation. All men idle. All, and women too, but innocent and pure. No sovereignty.
Yet, he would be king on it.
The latter end of his commonwealth forgets the beginning.
All things in common nature should produce. Without sweat or endeavor, treason, felony, sword, pike, knife, gun, or need of any engine, would I not have that nature should bring forth of its own kind all poison, all abundance to feed my innocent people.
No marrying among his subjects?
No man, all idle, whores and knaves.
I would with such perfection govern, sir, to excel the golden age.
Save his majesty!
Long live Gonzalo.
And, do you mark me, sir?
Prithee, no more. Thou dost talk nothing to me.
I do well believe, your highness, and it to minister occasion to these gentlemen, who are such of sensible and nimble lungs that they always used to laugh at nothing,
'Twas you we laughed at.
who in this kind of merry fooling am nothing to you, so you may continue and laugh at nothing still.
What a blow is there given.
And it had not fallen flat long.
You are a gentleman of brave metal. You would lift the moon out of her sphere if she would continue in 5 weeks without changing.
We would so, and then go that foul way.
Nay, good my lord, be not angry.
No, I warrant you. I will not adventure my discretion so weakly. Will you laugh me asleep? For I am very heavy.
Go, sleep, cheer us.
What, all soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would with themselves shut up my thoughts. I find they are inclined to do so.
Please you, sir, do not omit the heavy offer of it. It seldom visits sorrow. When it doth, it is a comforter.
We too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest and watch your safety.
Thank you. One was heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
It's the quality of the climate.
Why doth it not then our eyelids sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. They fell together all, as by consent. They dropped as by a thunderstroke. What might, worthy Sebastian? Oh, what might! And yet, methinks I see it in thy face. What thou shouldst be. The occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon my head.
What? Art thou waking?
Do you thou not hear me speak?
I do, and surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakest it out of thy sleep. What is it thou didst say? This is a strange repose, to be asleep with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep.
Noble Sebastian, thou lett'st thy fortune sleep, die rather, whilst thou art waking.
Thou dost snore distinctly. There's meaning in thy snores.
I am more serious than my custom. You must be so too, if heed me. Which to do trebles the odor.
Well, I am standing water.
Then I'll teach thee how to flow.
Do so. To ebb. Hereditary sloth instructs me.
But knew how you the purpose cherish, while thus you mock it. How, in stripping it, you more invest it. Ebbing men indeed most often do so near the bottom run, by their own fear of sloth.
Prithee, say on. Thy setting of thine eye and cheek proclaim a matter from thee, and a birth indeed, which throws thee much to yield.
Thus, sir, although this lord of weak remembrance, this who shall be as little memory, when he is earthed, hath here almost perished. For he's a spirit of persuasion, that professes to persuade. The king's son's alive, 'tis as impossible that he's undrowned as he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Oh, out of that no hope, what great hope you have. No hope that way is another way, so high a hope, that even ambition cannot pierce owing beyond, but doubt discovery there. Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who's the next heir of Naples?
Claribel.
She that is queen of Tunis, she that dwells 10 leagues beyond man's life, she that from Naples can have no note, unless the sun were post. The man in the moon too slow, till newborn chins are razorable and rough, she that from whom we all were sea-swallowed, through some cast again. And by that destiny to perform an act, whereof the past is prologue, what to come is yours and my discharge.
What stuff is this? How say you? 'Tis true my brother's daughter's queen of Tunis, so is she heir of Naples, twixt which regions there is some space.
A space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shalt that clarion bell measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis and let Sebastian wake. Say this were death that now hath seized them. Why, they were no worse than they are now. There can be that rule Naples as well as he that sleeps, lords that can prat as amply and unnecessarily as this Gonzalo. I myself can make it shot as deep shat. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do. What sleeps were this for your advancement? Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
How does your content tender your own good fortune?
I remember that you did supplant your brother Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments sit upon me, much better than they were before. My brother's servants then were my fellows. Now they are my men.
But for your conscience.
Aye, sir, where lies that? If 'twere a kide, 'twould put me to my slipper. But I feel not this deity in my bosom. 20 consciences that stand twixt me and Milan, candied be they, and melt ere they molest. Here lies your brother, no better than the earth he lies upon. If he were that which he's like, that's dead. For whom I, with this obedient steel, 3 inches of it, can lay to bed forever, whiles you, doing thus, to this ancient morsel, this Sir Prudence, we should not unbraid our course. For all the rest, they'll take suggestion as cat laps milk. They'll tell the clock to any business that we say befits the hour.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou gotst Milan, I'll come by Naples. Draw thy sword. One stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Draw together, and when I rear my hand, do you the like, to follow Gonzalo.
Oh, but one word. My master, through his art, foresees the danger that you, his friend, are in, and sends me forth, for else his project dies, to keep them living. here do snoring lie, open-eyed conspiracy, his time doth take. If of life you keep the care, shake off slumber and beware. Awake, awake!
And let us both be sudden.
Now, good angels, preserve the king.
How now? Ho, awake! Why are you drawn? Wherefore this ghastly looking?
What's the matter?
Whilst we stood here, securing your response, even now, we heard a hollow burst of bellowing, like bulls or rather lions. Did it not wake you? It struck mine ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, 'twas a din to fright a monster's ear, to make an earthquake. Sure, it was the roar of a whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon mine honor, sir, I heard a humming, and that a strange one too, which did awake me. I shaked you, sir, and cried, as mine eyes opened. I saw their weapons drawn. There was a noise. That's verily, 'tis best we stand upon our guard, or that we quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Lead off this ground, and let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens, keep him from these beasts, for he is sure in the island.
Lead away.
Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done. So, king, go safely on to seek thy son.